What's up, guys, and welcome to Functional Friday. Today I'm gonna, as I mentioned, do gear under 2000. So here are some options for you. Now, with the budget of 2000, I decided to go two different directions. One would be with an amp, the other one would be without an amp and using another one of those cab sims. And so I ended up picking up this. As far as with the amp goes, the amp that I chose, I actually own, but it's in the shop, so I'm not able to do the video of me playing through that amp, sadly. But I promise you, the tone that I got from this thing is almost spot on how it sounds coming through that amp. And the whole reason I love that amp is it takes pedals so well. So I'm a pedal super nerd, as you can tell. I have a company with two other chaps, and we build pedals for fun and for a living. So when I'm looking for an amp, because I'm a pedal nerd, I'm looking for a pedal platform amp. And the best pedal platform amp out there, in my opinion, is this one right here. It's a Fender 410 DeVille. I don't think it's in production anymore, but man, you've got to get one. Use their $500. I have a tweed one. Sadly, it's in the shop right now because it was having some kind of crackly issue going on. I don't really do amp stuff just because I don't. So, yeah. But the reason that the Iridium was so cool to me is that it takes pedals almost as good, if not as good, as this thing right here. So pick one up, try it out. It's a good way to save money and still get the sound you're looking for. I would use the amp's reverb because you can save a little bit of money. It's not better than a pedal reverb. I almost never prefer my amp's reverb over like a Daedalus or a Blue Sky or whatever other reverbs that you might enjoy. Usually plate reverbs I like a lot more than spring reverbs, which is again why I don't really care for amp reverb. Now, before we get into pedals, we have to talk about the thing that holds pedals. So you got to get yourself one of these guys. This is the Temple Audio Duo 24. Well, this one over here is. And you can get it for around $100. So that's a really good deal for a pedal board. You can get pedal boards for way more than that, but this is a great buy because with Temple, you can get these little plates that stick to the bottom of the pedal, and they come off nice and clean. They don't destroy your pedals. They also unscrew when you want to move your pedals around. Velcro can be such a pain. I'm all set on Velcro. And since we're here, well, let's talk about the other thing that you probably need, which would be power. I would get a Pedal Power 2. Don't go for cheap. Don't try and just get it done with a Pedal Power 1. The Pedal Power 2 is great. It has the right kind of power for you. It also has some higher amperage stuff, so that if you have a couple pedals that need a little bit more amperage, it's got you covered. I believe I don't know anything about this yet, but this one I think is also pretty solid, and it's isolated. I think they kind of killed it on it. I think they did a great job. So that might be another good way to go. I don't know. Do some research on that one. I should have done it for you. Yeah, no, I just did the research. Get this one. This one, definitely better. Awesome. From now on, I think I'm going to buy these. The One Spot Pro. That's the way to go. All right. So now with this and your Temple board, that leaves you with $700. Now, another $100 of that is probably going to be allocated towards cables and wiring. So prepare for that. So let's say you have $600 left for pedals. This is what I would do. I would get 2 drives and a delay. You've got reverb in your amp. You've got delay for echoes. And 2 different drives for 2 different amounts of gain. So you've got whatever the amp has to offer, plus a light gain, like an overdrive. I would personally go with Foxcatcher. It's my always on. In fact, I don't like the sound of any amp without it. And then I would get a high gain. So something like one of these. This is the Proco Rat Distortion. It's somewhere in between distortion and fuzz. The Plimsoll is kind of like a half-stack Mesa dual rec sound. The Metal Zone is classic. If you've ever had one, you can't hate the Metal Zone. It just is good at what it does. For some lighter drives, I would go down the road of a Tube Screamer or Zen Drive. I really like both of those. The Zen Drive is essentially a Tube Screamer. And yeah, for a light drive, I would always recommend that guy right there. I would buy a new one because this one's used for the same price as a new one. So buy a new one. I almost forgot one thing, and that is delay. So for delay, I would recommend the carbon copy. It's my favorite because the analog delay sits down below your signal, so it doesn't really get in your way ever. So you can have some great solos, and it does its own thing behind you. And you can grab a used one for under $100. So that gets you to your price point. You still have a little bit of extra money if you need it, and here's the way some of this sounds. All right, guys, so to give you some quick examples, here's just clean signal going into you guys, into the computer, into the speakers. And here's the Iridium. Now I'm using the reverb on the Iridium to simulate using reverb on an amp. And the setting that I've got going is a Fender style amp with the third selection down, which I think may be a 410 cab. It doesn't really say in the instructions on the Iridium package, it just says different cab sims, so I'm not sure which one it is. And then down here, I will turn on Foxcatcher for you. I usually leave Foxcatcher on, so this is my always on sound. Now I've turned on the carbon copy so you get a sound of that. Even though this is the deluxe, the only difference is tap tempo. At this point, I don't have any of the extra bright stuff on, so it really just sounds like the carbon copy. As you can hear. I love the way that the echo, the delay, or the trail on this sits below your mix, so you can do some really cool stuff. And it doesn't get in the way of your playing, so you can keep playing if you're playing a lot of notes. Everything just still sounds good. Now you guys should pick your own high gain. High gain is a very personal thing. This is just some random pedal that I don't know anything about, just kidding. And it sounds like this. All right, and then as I promised, we have a giveaway, and so the iconoclast is going to be going to David Ishizaka. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't. You can correct me. Write me a personal message on Instagram with your info, and I'll ship it out to you. I don't have the instruction manual, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on the website for new neighbors. So congratulations. Again, everyone who didn't win, keep commenting, keep asking questions. I pick a winner every single month. Next month, I'm doing a really cool giveaway with a really awesome string company that most of you probably haven't ever tried before, but maybe have wanted to try. And it's going to be more than one pack. And I'll probably include some other strings from other companies. And then the month after that, I'll do something else. There might be some cool CopperSound stuff in the future. So you know, every month I'm going to do giveaways. The more people I get on the page, the more giveaways I'll do. So I might even get up to one a week if the page gets crazy enough. So invite all your friends. The more people that shout out to friends and comment and like, the more giveaways I'm going to do, and the more I'm going to notice you as an active person on the page, which I'm super excited for. Thanks everyone for the support, and I'll see you guys next week for Work Wednesday.